معالي السفيرة في كلمتها قالت حاجة مهمة جدا أول مرة أخد بالي منها، إنه الصحة النفسية علاجها محلي. فعاوز تتعالج من الصحة النفسية فأنت it's culturally relevant، مرتبط ببيئتك، وانت محتاج لو مصري تتعالج في مصر، ومن كل بلد تلاقي دكتور. فاحنا عندي سؤال بقى لمعالي وزير الصحة، بما اننا تخطينا ال100 مليون، احنا محتاجين كم طبيب نفسي تقريبا عشان نبقى بنكفي الاعداد الكبيره؟ وده سؤال انا متاكده ان الاجابه موجوده عند وزاره الصحه، بس انا عاوزه حضراتكم تتخيلوا معانا الاحتياج قد ايه، والاحتياج قد ايه بيتزايد، مش في مصر تحديدا لكن في كل دوله بحسب تحدياتها وبحسب الضغوط النفسية اللي بيمر بيها أفرادها واللي مرتبطة بشكل كبير بثقافتها. الكلمة الآن للبروفيسور غابريل إفبيجارو، Secretary General of the World Federation for Mental Health.
Good evening to everybody, and first of all, thank you for allowing me to share some experience with you. My name is غابريل إفبيجارو. I'm the Secretary General for the World Federation for Mental Health. I have my clinical practice in London, and I am a professor of publication mental health in Nova University, Portugal. I want to first of all thank all the excellencies who are here today, and my good friend Nabila for what she's done in a very, very short time. My grandmother told me something many years ago, and I think it's true, that if you want to change the world, you have to get the women involved. I was my grandmother's very good son, and she looked after me very well, and today I think I'm showing the reward. So Nabila, I know you will take leadership in this role. Thank you for what you're doing. I want to also say thank you to Nasa, who is our immediate past president of the World Federation for Mental Health. Egypt has a special place in my heart. I became the president of the WFMH, actually here in Cairo, where I was inducted. And I want to tell you, you've had 4 past presidents of the Federation. The World Federation for Mental Health was set up in 1948 during the times of crisis. And I think we are 75 years plus, and we're back to series of crisis. At that time, we thought that, fighting against stigma, getting doctors, politicians, everybody should work together, teachers, that we could make a difference. We have made a lot of difference, I think, in terms of treatment, but stigma and discrimination continue to be a problem for all, not only in Egypt, all over the world. I've been to many countries, America, England, Africa, many. Stigma is the problem. People don't want to talk about illnesses. I was in a meeting in Washington some time ago, a World Bank meeting, where they were talking about mental illness, the burden of mental illness. And the question was asked, how many people suffer from mental illness or know somebody? The first thought was 1 in 2, but at the end we concluded that 1 in 1. It's either you have suffered from a mental distress or you know somebody. If you say you've never met anybody with mental distress, it won't be true. So really, so if this is so common, that it affects each and every one of us, what is it that, that we don't do enough? And I think it's to tackle this issue of stigma and discrimination. So I know that Fahim Foundation will help a lot with this. So we look forward to working with Fahim Foundation to see how we can move this forward. One of the things I want to see in the world is psychological first aid. See, if you have a physical illness anywhere in the world, somebody will come to you. We look after, we respond. If you have psychological distress, nobody will come to you. So really, psychological first aid will be something I hope Fahim Foundation will take forward. Where everybody will your brother's keeper, your sister's keeper. If you have a distress in the street, somebody will be able to come to you. Somebody will be able to ask you a question: are you all right? What can I do? And I hope that in one of your series of planning, that especially as you have the ministry involved, it will be something that you will take forward with. WFMH and Egypt have so many things in common. In 1948, when it was set up, you'll be impressed to know that 2 people actually from Cairo were in that meeting in London in 1948. Nasalosa's grandfather was there and his mother. So really, you've always had something about mental health. And I think you have always been a beacon of health and hope. And I want to see how the foundation can continue this mountain. I don't want to talk too much because, today is for celebration. So I will not give you any statistics. But I want to say thank you to all of you Thank you to the press, because really you can help us spread this news, because you have a role. You can help us tell good stories rather than the negative stories. So I want to offer you, a plea to help us to do the right thing. And to the parents here and friends, thank you, and thank you for listening to me.